Douglas, you're going to love what I did last night. So I was trying to get Kate to get together so we could have the conversation about why she's a whore. And she kept changing her plan and her mind and then kept saying, oh, Jessica is sick and I can't come today and I'll come tomorrow. No, Jessica's sick and I can't come today. I'll come tomorrow. And then obviously that never happened. So then I'm being overly nice via text. And she says, oh, I'm going to go lay down with Jessica because I'm feeling under the weather. And so if I don't answer, that's why. So earlier, when she told me that she was sick, I said, I'm going to make you pasta. I'll bring over pasta. Don't say no. It's happening. So I got home. I used my pressure cooker because it's fast. And I made pasta with sausage and chicken. I had preheated the crock pot, so I put it in the crock pot, put it in a nice cardboard box with a fresh loaf of bread, an extra jar of sauce, because I use really, really good sauce, but it is jarred. It's from Rayo's. I'll get you some. You'll love it. And then I put 3 bottles of Rayo's chicken noodle soup. Because sometimes, pasta isn't the best thing for you when you're sick. So I packed it all up in my box. And I drove over there, and I picked up my box, which is pretty big. I mean, it's like the size of, I don't know, probably 18 inches by, it was big. It's big for me to handle. So I show up, I get my box out of the car. As I'm walking up, I see Kate bouncing around the kitchen, just looking so under the weather. So I knock on the door, and she greets me, and she's all fired up. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And I'm playing dumb, like, what do you mean what I'm doing here? You said you were sick. I told you I was making pasta, so I'm bringing you pasta. Oh, she's all fired up. And I said, well, we'll open the door so I can bring it in. No, I'm not. Blah, blah, blah. I'll take it. So here's this huge box, which is extremely lopsided because it has a big thing of pasta in it. So she takes it, and she struggles with it. It starts to go sideways. I'm like, you're dropping this stuff. Let me have it. Meanwhile, I see out the behind her, inside, I see this looming figure of some sort of lunatic moron piece of shit coming out to save his girl. However, he can't come out and save his girl who has no shoes on and no coat until he puts his shoes on. And then I watched for a good 15 seconds while he put his coat on. Then he came out to threaten me. Of course, I played dumb again because I said, Kate told me she was sick and I told her I was bringing over pasta. What's the problem here? You got to get out of here. I'm like, okay. So that's how that was. It was so funny watching Kate try to struggle and then this moron come out and he's trying to struggle to get the box. He has no idea what's in the box. Meanwhile, he's trying to yell at me. It was absolutely fucking hilarious. So what's really great is every time I've gone over there as a positive thing to help them put up the things on their window, to bring her birthday gifts, to bring her Christmas gift, to return stuff that was left at the house, including her dog's stuff, including the dog's pills. Not to mention the flowers that I sent for her birthday. So every single time I've been there, it's been for a reason and a positive reason. I don't just show up and, demand. I'm here to drop stuff off. Why are you being an ass? Anyway, Doug, this is a current update, and it made me extremely happy. I wish I had it on videotape of her dropping basically this box and him trying to struggle to pick it up, and he doesn't know what the hell it is. That had to have made a huge mess. I have 2 crock pots. One has this great lid and it has these little clamps on it. It clamps down. You can throw it to your friends and it still doesn't spill. Or the one that I gave to them, which the lid doesn't fit properly. And yeah, so I'm sure there was a huge mess. And hopefully they took it in the house and made a bigger mess. And then the dogs attacked it. Ah! So they were threatening to call the cops on me. And I said, that's fine because I have plenty to tell them. And don't worry because you'll be hearing from the cops as well as other people. So I wanted to give you this update today, Doug, because it's important that you are apprised of the current situation. If you have any questions whatsoever, and you look at me and say, gosh, I have another question, you should reach out to me, because if you have any questions when you look at this video, I want you to call me, because it's important, Doug, that that we communicate. What's also important is that Rosie always be ready to protect me. Okay, I'm real busy, Doug. That's been 5.5 minutes of wasted time. Bye-bye.